Welcome to the Loveland Report and Lone Ranger Show. I am Cleve Loveland, Central Florida's best real estate planner, alongside Bruce Woodburn, the Lone Ranger, bringing you all your real estate, all your mortgage news, as we've been doing for over 30 years in the business. And today, Bruce, I'm going to dive into a couple things. I got some inventory numbers, which is great. Inventory, talk about where that's at, the months of supply, how soft is the market. Rich getting richer. We're going to talk about how $1 million homes getting to be normal and what first-time buyers are doing. And then is it time to sell your rental? I want to dig into that and talk about a plan for that. Talking about real estate plans, talking about interest rates.
When is the time to sell your rental? That's going to be different depending on what stage of life you're in, right?
We're going to go through all that.
Yep. My name's Bruce Woodburn. I'm the Lone Ranger. I've been in the mortgage lending business for 36 plus years. I'm located right here in Central Florida. I service the entire state of Florida, but I also lend in all 50 states. So if you're looking to buy maybe a vacation home in the mountains or maybe a beach condo or something of that nature, you just want to maybe get out of the state, go somewhere else, then you let me know. I can help you in all 50 states. We even lend in Puerto Rico as well. Cross Country Mortgage, now the largest retail lender in the country. In Florida, do you know that 1 in 14 mortgages are a cross-country mortgage? That's pretty impressive.
You guys are killing it. Without a NASCAR team, without billboards.
No NASCAR. We don't advertise.
Without TV commercials.
We don't do.
Without all that.
Nope. Don't.
So
let me
guess, your rates are better than all those guys because you don't have a mega $100 billion advertising budget.
Very true. When you're not spending tons of money in advertisement, then you can afford to keep your costs down. So I think it's very good. So one of the announcements I want to make that if you are considering buying a home, not a first-time home buyer, but you could be a first-time home buyer. Maybe you're looking to invest in real estate. I'm going to be doing a Zoom home buying class on August the 26th. 5 secret smart buyers use to win in today's market. So go to webringyouhome.com and register. If you know anybody that's just thinking about it, you want to know the process, this is going to be a good time that we can answer questions live. You're going to learn from other people. There's going to be people on the call that are looking to buy their first investment property, maybe their 10th
What's the date on that?
That's going to be August 26th. So,
right.
And
so
there's
my team is on that.
So there's something else that I'm bringing. If you're self-employed or you're in sales, I am bringing in a speaker. His name is Phil M. Jones, and he wrote a best-selling book called Exactly What to Say. And he does these in different occupations. So he does them for realtors. He does them for all kinds of different occupations. But here's the thing. Can you imagine if you could just dial in your conversations a little bit better? So do you know what you say can make the difference on whether you got the deal or not? And oftentimes they say first impressions, but that first impression is 3 seconds. Well, you got 3 seconds to get somebody's attention, right?
And I'm always looking as a realtor. I'm always trying to frame emotions because most responses when I say something, this house is $499. Oh my God. Why is it that so high? Right. And why do you think that? You don't know what you can afford. I got to dig into those things. That's a really great idea.
So this is going to be a free seminar. It's going to be on September the 24th, and it's going to be at Andretti Indoor Kart World over there on Universal Boulevard at 2 p.m. Seats are limited. I've got a room for, I think, 50 or 60 people.
How'd you go with them?
Chelsea from Magnolia Closings coordinated it. Yep. Chelsea, one of my great business partners. If you're not using Magnolia Closings for a title company to close a real estate transaction and you're a real estate agent out there, I highly recommend you speak to Chelsea Herring from Magnolia Closings. Unbelievable. I've done mastermind classes with her. Unbelievable businesswoman, really dialed in. But we're going to bring this guy in. I always am trying, and particularly since we are hosts on a radio show.
Yeah.
But you and I are well aware that we are not professional talk show hosts. We've been doing it most of our lives, but we're still not professionals. Okay. I'm a professional mortgage lender. I get by as a host, but wouldn't it be great to just use better words to be a little bit more effective, even in your relationships? Anybody that has communication with other people and you'd like to be dialed in, then go to webringyouhome.com and register for that event on December the 24th.
All right. What's going on with rates?
So interest rates right now, you got a national average of 6.67%, 6.69%. So it is up from 2 weeks ago. It was 6.58. Now it's 6 point almost 7. Okay. So it's up a little bit. So I did the math on a $500,000 loan. How much do you think that made a difference in the payment?
About $40, $30.
Man, you are good.
I'm doing this a bit.
$43 is the difference that would make on $500,000 loan. So not a deal killer. And it's funny because as rates have gone up, we have not seen new business slowing down.
And that's what I've got on the inventory numbers here, Bruce. And what I see is there's articles all over the real estate world about how $1 million homes are actually speeding up, like 15%.
It's incredible.
This is nationwide. So 15% up all over the country.
Yep.
So homes over $1 million, the number of sales. So that's appreciation.
You're saying that the prices are up, or more homes
over $1 million or
over $1 million.
And what that is, the boomers, they have a lot of wealth. They got a lot of real estate. They're moving up. But who's retreating is the first time buyer. They're scared. They're on Instagram looking for help, and they don't need it. They need to call us.
And they're listening to all of the social media and the fake news.
Don't rent.
As to how it can't be done.
Yeah.
It's not affordable. Here's the problem with that, folks. After a while, they start to believe it.
And I've never, in my 30 years, you tell me, I've never met a first-time buyer who regretted buying the home after they did.
I have never had one.
And 99% of the fears I hear are not real.
They're not real. The fear is an acronym for false evidence appearing real.
Yep.
So it's not true. And listen, I'm going to tell you, my biggest mistakes were during fear. If you would have bought during fear, you would have made the most money.
Yeah. Yeah.
And right now, I think it's a great time to jump in. Look at the fact of the matter is why do you think rates are up right now? And what do you think is going to keep them up? Inflation.
Yeah.
Inflation erodes the bond market. So you can't say inflation and think that the prices are going to come down. They're going to go up. That means rents are going to go up. Houses are going to continue to go up. So how do you lock that in? You buy now. Now, I'm not dismissing, Cleve, that it's a little tough for people right now. I do agree with that. I'm not saying it's not, but you can do it and you should do it. And I will be here to help you guide all the way through the process.
This market with inventory, what I see is buyers that get out there and look. What happens is there's 4 homes out there for $350 and they don't adjust their price quick. They're on the market for 60 days and somebody pops up with a nice one at $345. And guess what? It's sold.
Right away.
And the other 3 sellers are scratching their head. So guess what? That was my listing because I showed my sellers what's going on every couple of weeks. But inventory is coming down, Bruce, and the sellers are giving.
How many days on the market right now?
Days on the market still hovering around 2.5 months.
Okay.
And then the inventory, though, for the past 12 months has dropped, and we're floating around a 4.5 month supply. We were pushing a 5-6 month supply.
We sure were.
And this is a slow trend, and I like the trend. I think a great market would be about 3 months, and the sellers aren't crazy. We're not fighting 20 multiple offers on every house, but it's going to speed up. And as inventory comes down, and the sellers are still getting 97% of list price, but what's changed is they're giving 2 or 3% of costs. And with that, if a buyer gets some cost paid, you can buy their rate down.
I can tell you right now, in my opinion, unless you are putting a huge chunk of money down, it's always better to negotiate closing costs over purchase price. And if you don't believe me, I will show you. And a demonstration is everything. It's hard to demonstrate things on a radio.
Yeah.
But you call me or you go to one of my classes and I'll show you why it makes a difference. If you want help with a mortgage, you want help buying a home, selling a home, you want to invest in real estate, you need a good property manager. Cleve Loveland is the voice of real estate in Florida. He can be reached right now this weekend. He's working.
Yep, I'm working.
He's working. 407-352-8118. Write that number down so you've always got him handy. 407-352-8118. That's Cleve Loveland Properties. You want to purchase a home, you're not paying cash, you want to refinance, you want a home equity line, you want to build a home, you want to renovate a home, you need any type of a residential mortgage, I'm the guy to call, the loan arranger, Bruce Woodburn, 407-250-9144. That's 407-250-9144, or we bring you home Florida.com.
Yeah, and I just think these numbers show we're steady. And you know what? There was also a stat. I spoke in front of a bunch of customers from my financial planner last week. And you know that Florida is now the 15th largest economy in the world.
That's incredible.
Compared to other countries.
Where is that coming from? Tourism?
That's GDP.
Because what else do we have? We don't have any
I don't have the old stat on that to say where we were before, but I assume
to find
it's
out.
all the companies coming to South Florida and moving their
they don't want to be
billions
in the
of dollars
states and taxed. They're going to give their money away in New York. I think they're turning into socialist, and they're going to make sure that.
So we've got people coming here. And what's funny is I don't see a lot of that coming into town. I see a lot more Floridians coming to Central Florida. They're moving from where it's more expensive and they're cashing in.
Yes.
They just sold something for $800 in Naples. There was a little tiny house, and they're buying something really nice here for $450 or $500. And then giving their financial planner the rest of the money or taking a cruise around the world.
Sure.
So all those things come into play in Florida. And I think that's one big thing driving us right now, because Florida always recovers. Our prices go up a little faster. They come down.
We don't have the peaks and valleys.
Yeah, we don't have the big peaks and valleys, but our market right here, and this is what is important about having a plan when you sell a house, watching what's going on around you, watching the market, because you control the condition when you put a house on the market, but nobody controls the market.
No.
And if you didn't sell, who did? And I can show you that when you're listed.
And there are people selling.
Yep.
Absolutely. So you know what we came up with? I like to share these because it always surprises Cleve. So we've got a 10% down investor program, no PMI.
Shut the front door.
Yes, I swear. I know. 10%.
What is this?
No PMI. You got to have, I think, a 720 score, but that's not even unbelievable score.
You got to have a what?
720.
720. Okay.
Yeah. Got to have a 7. So we also have this amazing physician program. Now, physician programs were always a leader for banks, and then they didn't actually do them. This is 100% financing, no money down, up to $2 million, no PMI. No PMI.
But also, so your rate's a little higher, right?
It's a little bit higher.
It's not going to be 6.625.
No, it'll be a little bit higher, but you're no money down.
Yeah.
See, here's the thing, folks. You can't get 100% conventional financing. It doesn't exist.
Yep.
It doesn't exist. So if you could even get 97% financing, then your PMI would be pretty high.
Pretty darn high, yeah.
This is all included in it.
And you call it a doctor program. Is that medical professionals? I know you expanded that to
veterinarians, nurse practitioners, physicians
PAs,
assistants, veterinarians. Yep. Hey, we got to take a quick break. We'll be back in 5 minutes with more of the Loveland Report and the Lone Ranger Show. Cleve Loveland can be reached right now at 407-352-8118. or cleveloveland.com, or you can call Bruce Woodburn, the Lone Ranger at Cross Country Mortgage, 407-250-9144, or WeBringYouHome.com. We'll be